What's going on, New York City? Welcome to Level-Headed Knicks Talk. Tonight, we have one purpose, and that is to respond to Draymond Green and to show why NBA players with podcasts most of the time are just not the best ideas. Let me explain, especially while they're playing. Draymond Green gets on the show, and he gets on the mic, and you can tell he's just freestyling. Then he talks about Cade Cunningham, and he makes a statement. He talks about Cade, and he says things as if Cade is this, top player in the league, and he is one of the best players, young players coming up. But then he adds the Knicks to the story. We're going to get to the bottom of this and show and prove why Draymond Green is probably one of the biggest Knicks haters. Former NBA player. Oh, I'm sorry. He's still in the league. But he's one of the worst when it comes to talking about the Knicks. We'll discuss that tonight on Level-Headed Knicks Talk. Big time salute to everybody on the show. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, and I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know the vibes, man. Tell a friend that we live, man. Welcome to the show, man. Listen, we gonna be cooking with hot grease tonight. Big time salute to everybody in the building. As you enter the show, smash that like button. You guys already know what the rule is. 100 likes minimum. I do appreciate the support. Let me see who's in the building early. I see the super producer Maxine in the place to be. Mellow Mike. Here it goes. JJ, I see you. Big time salute to all the channel members, all the people. My man Shifty Lee in the building as well. And big time salute to everybody. Continue to come in. Let the people know. We got some tough stuff to talk about. This guy, Draymond Green, oh my God. But before I get there, I just want to let you guys know, I told you guys on the last show, we got some new products. As you can see on the screen, we got the blue and orange breakfast show mugs. You can see it on the screen, the blue and orange breakfast show mugs. Well, actually, this is the brunch show mug, okay? It was started as a breakfast show, became a brunch show. You can go order these now. You can go to the link tree, go down to where it says merch, and you will see it there, okay? So we got some new merch. Of course, we got the 82 nights. All right, we still accepting pre-orders for the 82 nights. Go place your order now, okay? And you could do that again as well on the link tree. Everything we do on this channel is on the link tree, all right? Linktree /TheObjectiveFan. And the link is in the description as well. Now, I do got to give a big time salute to all of you who were on the show earlier. We did a Level-Headed Knicks Talk. This is the follow-up show talking about Draymond Green. We got blue and orange brunch shows every afternoon this week. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. Every afternoon this week, up until Friday. All right, and then, of course, we got a big-time Cleveland Cavaliers game. So we'll probably be doing another Where There's Smoke, There's Fire game. So definitely, as you enter, you want to continue to smash the like button, right? But more than so than that, subscribe, because we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. And we noticed that in the last 28 days, at least 60+% of you guys are not subscribed. So let's do your part and subscribe to the channel. It is very vital to our success and growth if you continue to smash the like button and subscribe, all right? So Draymond Green, okay, I'm gonna get into some audio of Draymond Green on his podcast. But once again, players, they're just biased, bro. And, it's one thing if you can keep it real, but it's hard for them to do so because they have a team, Golden State, right? And they're competing against New York for the biggest market who has the biggest market. Now, LA is the highest value franchise. I'm not sure what the Warriors were revalued as after, because they've reevaluated the teams after LA sold for the 10 billion, because the Warriors, they were the richest franchise up until that sale. So there is some competition between Golden State and New York. And maybe Draymond, he's buying into that. I don't know. All I know is, Draymond, why do you got to keep on coming for us? You consistently come for us as if we're in competition. You're in a whole nother conference. I don't understand why Draymond always is looking for the Knicks. Every chance he gets, every opportunity, he wants to come for the Knicks. And it's really annoying. It's really annoying. And I'm tired of it. And so today I decided that I wanted to address it. All right. As I try to make this tweet behind the scenes. Give me 2 seconds. But yeah, that's just where we are with Draymond. Okay. And I'm going to play this clip. All right. So I'm going to play the audio. I'm not going to show the video because I don't know how Draymond gets down. Some of these guys might get sensitive. But I'm going to play the audio, and I will be taking your calls as well on this show. Okay. So I'm going to open up the phone lines after we play the audio. All right. Because I'm curious. I'm going to need Knicks Nation to back me up. Now, I know the Detroit Pistons people might want to call up because Cade Cunningham is in the title. Oh, Lord. So I know they're going to want to call up. But let's see if you guys can hear this.
Just think Cade is incredible.
All right. So you guys can hear that. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. Okay. All right. Go back a little. I'm going to start it here. Okay. So now in this clip, let me preface it. He's talking about Cade Cunningham. And Kendrick Perkins has something to say about Cade. I don't really know about what Kendrick said. I don't listen to ESPN. I'm sorry. I don't. I only see the clips, and I only care when they talk about the Knicks. So if you guys know what happened with Perkins, that's cool. That'll give you more context. But clearly, whatever he's discussing with Perkins, it has everything to do with Cade Cunningham. But Draymond interjects the Knicks, not Perkins to my knowledge. I don't think Perkins has brought up the Knicks in this conversation, but let's hear it.
Then I don't know how Cade Cunningham is not higher up in his MVP voting. Guess everybody take notice now.
Now to all the Detroit people, right? I don't want to give you a bone, but I do think that Cade should be higher in the MVP conversation. I do. That's me being the objective fan. What he's doing in Detroit it's amazing, because that team is just, if he wasn't on there, they would be a play-in team. So what he's doing with Detroit is phenomenal. So I think he definitely belongs in the conversation.
So shout out to them. I respect that. Cubs got a big thing with this, so I respect it. Shout out to them. But I'm not in the business of, oh man, Cade Cunningham is better than Luka Doncic now.
So remember, he said that he's not in the business of Cade is better than Luka Doncic, right? I'm not going to put Cade ahead of Luka, because Luka went to the finals. So Cade has to show me some more before I can go there with him. But let's keep, and of course, Luka didn't get to the finals without Jalen Brunson's help. But that's a whole nother topic. Let's keep it pushing.
I'm not in that business. I don't feel the need to lessen Luka.
So wait, hold on. Remember that. I don't feel the need to lessen Luka to big up Cade. Okay.
To make Cade more. I just think Cade is incredible. I think Cade is ready to take them next steps, man. He got his team #1 in the East. Came out the All-Star break, 42-9 at the Garden, owning the New York Knicks. Cade,
he owning the New York Knicks.
Cunningham owns the New York Knicks. And, with the play, man, he made.
Let's stop it there. What do you got to say about that? Draymond Green says Cade Cunningham owns the New York Knicks.
Steps, listen, man. He got his team #1 in the East. Came out the All-Star break, 42-9 at the Garden, owning the New York Knicks. Cade Cunningham owns the New York Knicks. And
Cade Cunningham owns the New York Knicks. Now, remember, Draymond Green, I think he's from Michigan. He's from that area. All right? And we could look it up, because we gonna go in research mode. Hold up. Look who I got in research mode. Yeah, I'm going there tonight. Yo, let me tell you something, y'all. One thing about me on this microphone, dog, ruthless. But hold on, I want to pull up Draymond Green for a second because I want to see where he's from. Do they tell you where they from on here? Ah, yeah. So let's pull up Draymond Green really quickly because I think he's from over there. So, yeah, okay, with the Michigan State. Yeah, he's from Michigan. Okay, see? Do you see the connection? Do you see the connection? Look, we solved the mystery. So he's really a Pistons fan that plays for the Warriors. Looking for ways to root for Detroit. But what say you? 646. Hold on, let me open up the line. What says you? 646-995-8389. Hold on, let me get the number on the screen. All right, because Draymond Green, he went there tonight. Let's see. Okay, we missed some calls. Let me see. Okay. Let me get my man on the line. 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. Let me know your thoughts. Hey, what's going on, brother?
What's good?
Man, you tell me. Did you hear the Draymond quote? Did you hear what I just played?
I did. And he is absolutely from Michigan, and most likely he's going to retire a Piston. And I'm actually surprised he's not a Piston yet, because he would be, maybe last year or so, some this year, he would be good for Detroit's entire thing that they got going. But I got a question.
Exactly.
I got a question. What did Captain say about Trae Young and the dice roll?
Oh, God. You going there?
I'm going there.
Okay. He said that if you want to stop him from rolling the dice, then you simply win the game. Yes.
And we agree.
Okay.
The thing is, they're always going to reach for the Knicks, obviously, because the Knicks is the biggest story. And he has a lot more animosity for the Knicks over the years of just, giving his opinion. But if we don't want him to have an opinion, let's beat the Pistons. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. But Trae Young beat the Knicks that game when he rolled the dice, right?
And so far,
let's hold that.
Yeah, but so far, we've lost to Cade Cunningham 3 times this season in blowouts. You know what I'm saying? So he has a currently, like, if it's a what he done for me lately, obviously he's gonna target the Knicks because it's gonna get clicks, blah blah blah. But if we don't want him to have this energy, let's beat the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? It's the same vibe. If we don't want this to be the narrative, stop Trae Young from rolling the dice by whooping him off that court.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just a little tad bit about the Cat thing, that the comment that I mentioned in the earlier show. Hey, Cat, if you're okay being like the other guys and no ego, then be okay getting paid like the other guys.
I like that.
Right. And the question I do have for you, though, is if he doesn't have that Mamba mentality, what is the financial value of Mamba mentality? Because if I could take $20 million off that $60 million, I don't mind you not having the Mamba mentality. But if I'm going to $40 million, cool. If it's 60, though, I'm going to need you to have something.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm going to leave it at that, though.
Okay. I appreciate you, brother, man. Great call.
No doubt.
All right. Salute. All right, man. Keep the calls coming. 646-995. We talking about Draymond Green. Okay. I see the Master Miyagi approach. I see the Master Miyagi approach. All right. Keep the calls coming.
10 seconds.
As far as the Towns point, I do agree that are you going to sacrifice that money? If we don't pay you that much.
Yo.
Uh-oh, JJ, what's going on?
What's good, brother? How's everything, man?
Everything is good, man. We were snowed in, but we got power, so we good.
Yeah, exactly. As long as we got power, we got our cell phones, we straight, right?
We straight, yeah. 100%, man. So what are you thinking about Draymond?
Yeah, so listen, man. Cade does not own the Knicks. You own us in the season. Who eliminated Cade in the playoffs last year? We own Cade. Today, we own Cade. And let me tell you his playoff percentages real quick, since he owns us, all right? Let me tell you, Cade Cunningham, He shot 42% versus the Knicks in the playoffs last year.
Okay, I like that.
17% from three. He averaged about 6 turnovers a game. So who owns who? Yeah, he owns us in the regular season. Big deal. I don't care. Think I care about
I was
that
going
right
there.
now?
I was going there, JJ. I see you.
Come
I
on
definitely
with
was
that
going to go
nonsense.
there. Go ahead.
Come on, LD saying, yeah, you don't own nothing. You don't own nothing. Talking about regular season games, man. Let's not get out of here with that garbage, yo. That's garbage.
Yep. 100%.
Come on, man. Until he beats us in the playoffs, he doesn't own nothing. That's it, man.
Bingo.
Come on,
Bingo.
man.
And JJ, in the second, I'm gonna show you that he doesn't even own us in the regular season. Now, if he would have said this year, all right, yeah, this year they own the Knicks. Okay, that's cool. That happens. You know, certain years, that's cool. There would be no show right now. But no, he said he owns the Knicks. Sort of like how they say Trae Young owns us. Remember that? Trae Young owns us?
Right. Maybe Reggie Miller owns us because he had one moment, even though his win percentage versus the Knicks is like horrific.
Exactly.
Yeah, they all own us.
Yeah. So we got to have a basketball conversation. It's all BS. So we got to have a basketball conversation. You know, we got to put it in its proper context because people are running with these narratives. And I want Detroit to call up. That's what I really want. I want the Pistons fans to call up. I should text them right now.
You know they're in here. You know they're always in here.
No, they come in. Yeah, I know.
Well, they're
so
actually
Detroit,
they're in a tough game with the Spurs right now. It's a good game, so they're probably watching that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. They watching that game. Okay. Yeah. So they're not gonna call up. Okay.
Yeah. What's up with Cade, man? I see Cade struggling out here versus Castle. What's going on? 3 for 11 or something? Ooh. Yeah.
Looking spooky. Looking spooky. Let's go.
A little bit. Yo, real quick. Can I touch on Cat for a second?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, cool. Real quick. So the interview, right, with Shaq. You know I hate Shaq, and I'm with you. I've always been wondering, like, why does he hate us so much? You're right. That's the exact thing I've been saying as well. I think it's just the jersey thing. You know, I think that's all it is. Yeah, but what I wanted to say was I actually agree with Shaq, and you know, for this time. I don't think Cat understands. Like, even when Shaq was making his comments, he's like, yeah, as long as the team's doing well. No, bro. We're not going anywhere with OG and Bridges as our number 2 option. It's not going to happen. It has to be you. Shaq's right. You have to be great, not the team. We need you to do this every night. What you did versus Chicago last night. What you did versus tough defense in Houston. We need you to be great, not the team. I get it. That's cool. It's nice. But we don't need nice. We need domination for us to be a title contender. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand it, unfortunately.
Nah, he doesn't understand it, and I don't think he's about that. He may not be about that life, and that's a whole other topic, man.
He's not. Some guys are just nice. They just want to, help the team, but he's not about it. I'm sorry.
He's not about that life. Yeah. Nah. I appreciate you, though,
all right,
JJ.
brother,
Great
appreciate you, man.
No doubt.
You, brother.
Big time, big time. That's my man, JJ. Yeah, we going there, man. Draymond, he don't like New York, bro. He does not like New York. And this is why I'm saying, like, players, this is why I don't think they should podcast, especially while playing. Because he really believes in his heart, mind, body, and soul. Hold on, let me come out of research. He really believes in his heart, mind, body, and soul that the Golden State Warriors are better than everybody. That's just bonkers. And they're going to go to the finals and win the championship. He thinks that every year. Of course, as a player, you want him to think that. But it's just not right. And that's a problem. I know that sounds simple, right? And like, but he's supposed to think that, but that's why you're not supposed to pod. Because we're never going to get the 100% real deal. We're going to get the bias slant. Period. And that's what I keep exposing these NBA players all the time. But big time salute to everybody in the building, all the channel members. Oh, I see some of the good people in the building. My man J Tap, BS10258. Let's go. We about to get into them playoffs in the fantasy league. Big time salute. I see Jesse back in the house. What's going on? Big time salute. We got to get the likes up though, y'all. It's imperative as you enter the show. We got to get the likes up. Please, let's smash that like button. All right. It helps us in the algorithm so we can communicate with YouTube that, hey, this is the place to be. All right. Also, while you're at it, we know that most of you guys are not subscribed, so you might as well subscribe. Okay. Definitely smash that subscribe button. We're on the road to 10K. Our next milestone is 5K. And we will be giving away a Jalen Brunson rookie trading card once we get to that point in time. All right. So big time salute to everybody as you entered. Continue to smash those buttons because we know that it's going to help us grow in the long run. All right. So big time salute to everybody as you enter. Also, really quickly, I just want to show you guys something, and I'm going to get back in the Draymond Green. I'm about to give him some hell right now, but I want to take you guys to the shop because we got some new mugs, man. The newest release is the blue and orange brunch show mug. So if this is your favorite show on the channel, go and get yourself a blue and orange brunch mug. All right. Newly released, ready to go. The white, the objective fan in the back. Can't beat that. All right. So while you're listening to the blue and orange show, you could get you a nice cup of that morning Joe, whatever else you like to put, whatever beverage is your choice, you can drink from this mug. All right. Big time salute to everybody rocking. Now, and by the way, you could also check the link tree to get to here too. Okay. Just want to make that clear. The link tree has everything. The section in the link tree that has merch. All right. Just make sure I'm good. What happened to my device? Okay. We good. All right. Make sure the internet's still good. Yeah, we good. I'm live. So I want to talk about Cade Cunningham, right? Who, you know, we're not playing the Pistons. We have no more games against the Pistons right now, right? The regular season's over. I don't think we're going to see the Pistons in the postseason. That's just a prediction of mine because I feel as though they're going to have to defy his history in order to get back there. And usually how history works is a team that has never won a playoff series, Cade Cunningham has never won a playoff series. In order for them to, win the championship, only 2 teams has defied the odds in winning a championship without winning a playoff series with that core. I believe that was the Boston Celtics, the big 3 Boston Celtics, and I think that was the Laker team. Can't remember which Laker team. Anyway, nonetheless, they're the only 2 teams to ever do that in the history of basketball, and they had Hall of Famers on their team, top 75 on their team. I'm not saying Cade won't be top 100. What I'm saying to you is that he's the only top 100 on that team. They don't got another top 100 on that team. If you're a Pistons fan, I heard you ensconced in the battle right now with the San Antonio Spurs. So unfortunately, you guys are not listening, or you guys are going to watch the replay and want to go in. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. I got some stats that I made sure to take note of. Cade Cunningham has played 11 regular season games versus the Knicks. Remember, I said I'm going to keep it in the regular season. If I go to the playoffs, the debate will be over. So let's just keep it in the regular season. So Cade Cunningham, he has 5 wins, 6 losses versus the Knicks. The Pistons were terrible not too long ago. How do you go to one season and now you say they own the Knicks? Are we saying that because we're just following what the national TV says? You believe in what you're seeing on ESPN? I keep telling you guys there's no direct correlation between regular season and postseason success. There is none. So we got to do a better job at managing our thoughts because I feel like there's some infiltration from the old media machine. Now, am I going to get on the mic as the objective fan and say that we're better than the Pistons? No, we're not. Not in the regular season. I wouldn't say that. That's just delusional talk. But there's no correlation to the postseason. So we still have a shot. We still have a shot. We could redeem them. I mean, we did it last year. Last year, we lost 3 games to the Pistons. Went to the playoffs and dusted them off. They didn't win a home game. The Pistons hasn't won a home game in the playoffs since 2008. This team still has climbing to do. We've seen many great regular season teams, regular season champions. We've seen many of them. And we can't just allow the regular season to dictate success overall. And it's funny to me, right, where he just said in the clip that, yo, I don't need to put down Luka to big up Cade, but now you bringing in the Knicks as if the Knicks had something directly to do with you bigging up Cade. Because last I checked, Cade is first in the East, right? Cade is doing his thing. You got him as one of the great players in the league. Why do you need to bring up the Knicks? Can you explain that to me? Why do they went 3-1 against the Celtics? You didn't say that. Why you didn't bring up the Celtics? Oh man, Cade owns the Celtics. Why you didn't bring them up? They were 3-1 against the Celtics this year. Why not bring that up? No, you got to bring the Knicks up because you're a Knicks hater. So you want to big Cade up by putting us down. Clearly, we must be in high esteem, and you feel the need that you have to put us down. That's just facts. Because if we weren't in high esteem, Draymond, then why would you mention us? You mentioned us for a reason. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. He owns the Knicks. If you listen to the entire, I'm not going to play the entire clip because, like I said, I don't know how Draymond gets down. But at the same time, the rest of the clip has nothing to do with the Knicks. So you just added that clip or point to the clip to make it clickbait. Because I go on a hoop type and I see Draymond Green says this about the Knicks. And now I got to go through Cade Cunningham's resume and try to pick it apart. And I like Cade Cunningham as an individual player. The Pistons I don't care for. I can't even say I don't like the Pistons. We always beat them in the playoffs, so why would I be mad at a team that we always cook, that we've been cooking in the playoffs in recent times? There's no reason for me to be upset against the Pistons right now. We beat them. Why would I be upset with them? Right? We played one time, and I can't remember. When did we play? Did we play them in the Detroit when they was dominant years? I doubt it. I don't think we made the playoffs when they was raining. So there is no real malice to the Pistons except for like a response to when they say the crazy stuff to us. But yeah, Cade Cunningham, you know, he's up and coming, bro. Like he's talented, man. You know, and if you combine the playoffs and the regular season, he's 7-10. Just facts. You got to go over 500. This is why I laugh at the Detroit people, because y'all looking at the regular season like it's the everything. Y'all got to do it in the postseason. Maybe next year's y'all year. Maybe the year after. But I'm telling you, Detroit, it's not your year this year. And I'm not just saying that on some fanboy type vibes. I'm saying that because it's real talk. Saying that because it's real talk. Big time salute to everybody watching. Okay, Draymond needs a chat. I see you. I see you in the chat. Smash that like button, though. While we get into the chat, do what we do. We got to smash that like button. We got more people watching than there are likes. So we got to make sure that we continuously smash the like button. Just make sure I'm on par with everything. Okay, yeah, everything looks good. But we got to continue to smash that like button. Draymond needs a two-piece. Oh my God. Big time salute to the chat. Y'all rocking right now. They say the same thing with Trae Young, y'all. Trae Young, they said, oh yeah, he owns the Knicks. Huh? Trae Young has a worse record than Cade Cunningham does against the Knicks. They won the one playoff series, but I don't even think Atlanta has been back to the playoffs since that one playoff series. So Atlanta can't even. They can't hold nothing. They have nothing to hold on to. I tell you what, I wouldn't mind matching up with Atlanta in the playoffs this year, so we could give them that work. But they probably won't even be. Well, they could probably get to the 7th seed because I do think that we have a great chance to become number 2. I think we're going to go on a major run. You know, and what do you got to say? Because the Pistons, they're losing to the Pistons, they're losing to the Spurs right now. I'm not sure if they're gonna lose the game. I'm not looking at the score. I mean, if y'all want to score watch, we could, but you know what happens is, by the way, that's the blue and orange brunch mug. If you just joined the show, you go check that out by hitting the link in the link tree. Now, hold on, let me show you something. Now, what happens if Detroit falls off? Right, this is why you shouldn't be so quick to crown anybody. All right, it's a good game, this game, right? I'm gonna definitely watch this version of this game later. But look, so they're in a good game right now, right? And what's to say that they lose this game and then they lose because they still didn't play OKC yet. So let's say they lose the 2 OKC games, they lose this game, they lose 2 games in Minnesota, and I'm trying to think the other top teams they didn't play. What if they lose out to the rest of the top teams in the league? Do you still hold Detroit in high regard? And then what if we go on, because we already beat San Antonio in the Cup. They beat us in the regular season. Let's say we beat San Antonio again. I know y'all don't count the Cup, but that to me would be 2-1. We beat OKC twice, right? I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying what happens, like what would y'all say if these things were to happen? We just go on a run and start blitzing all the top teams. We already beat LA. We already beat Denver, right? We already beat Houston, right? What if we just sweep the entire Western Conference? What would you say? What does it matter? The playoffs is what matters. And for an NBA champion to look at 3 regular season games and say, oh, yeah, he owns you. It's hate, bro. What else could I say? This guy is an NBA champion 4 times. He knows that the regular season doesn't matter. He knows that the postseason, he knows that we wiped the floor with Detroit. They didn't get a win in Michigan. Is that why you're upset? Because I know you're an undercover Pistons fan. You can't be a Pistons fan because you're a Warrior. But my man, D from LA, he had a great point. He said, yo, Draymond might be making his way to Detroit because he would fit in perfectly with what they got. Of course, he'll be coming off the bench. He ain't going to be starting. Tobias, listen, y'all. Tobias Harris is balling, y'all. I can't front. You guys know I kind of clowned him in the playoff. Well, to the people who go back with me to the playoffs last year, I kind of clowned Tobias. I'm like, yo, he doesn't ever really do anything. But, yeah, I mean, he's balling this year. Tobias, I can't front on him, y'all. Trust me. I don't front on nobody. But, man, he definitely has been performing this year in Detroit. So, I see you. I see Max. Okay. I could, if you want, we could talk about Mitch too. I mean, I did have a Mitch topic that I've been holding on to. But before I get there, if you guys want to call up, you can 646-995-8389. I want to add one more Cade point to this, okay? Because then I want to step further. I'm the objective fan. I went a step further. So I said, yo, because this is why I never conceded the argument between Brunson and Cade. Who's better? Never conceded the argument. Here's why. So head-to-head matchups, Brunson versus Cade. Over the course of their matchups, Brunson averaged 28.9 points, 7.5 assists, and 3.3 rebounds in those games against Cade Cunningham. All right? Now, even though the sample size is not enough because it's only 8 games, but still, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, not 8 games, but it's only the amount of games it is, but that's all we got. See, and that's another thing too, like, the Pistons have been relevant for 1.5 seasons. Literally. I remember. This is why y'all need to get the 82 nights, so you can remember stuff like this. Because I take notes. Right? Now I use this, so now my notes are all in one place. Right? But the Detroit Pistons, when I watched the game, I was doing research, I went back, and I'm watching the Pistons broadcast, right? I love watching teams broadcast. Because that's when you really find the real deal about them, right? So I'm watching the Pistons broadcast, and they were like bragging on, they're winning on the Knicks, and they were like, the Knicks are such a great team. I mean, mad humble a year ago. Just a year ago, right? This was before the playoffs. I'm talking about like last season, right? Before the playoffs, before they went on their run. The Detroit Pistons have been relevant for a season and a half, if that. So we don't got the hugest sample size. But still, Brunson's averaging, his numbers are better than Cade's in the matchup. Brunson is 9-7 over Cade, right? And Cunningham's average is about 25, 8.7 assists, right? And about 7-point-something rebounds. Solid numbers, but I'm going with Brunson in the head-to-head. Brunson has had better numbers against Cade than Cade has had against Brunson. That's why I refuse. I didn't even break this out on the War Room. This is an old point I had, but I was just saving it because I was waiting for them to jump out the window. But if you watch the Knicks War Room, salute to those guys, but those guys wasn't really hanging with me. So I didn't even get a chance to pull out all my ammunition. But yeah, Brunson has outperformed Cade in the head-to-head matchups, and Brunson has won more games against Cade. What say you? Let me see. If you guys want to talk about some other topics as well, we could. And then to put a bow on this, I think that my issue with Draymond is that you're putting out misinformation. Because if you said this season, okay, yeah, they own us this season. That's cool. Doesn't mean that it's going to be the playoffs, but yeah, okay, that's fine. Right now, up until this point, the Pistons own the Knicks. I can't argue that. But if you're just saying in general, like the tide has turned, 3 games cannot shift the tide. The Pistons were not relevant just that long ago. They don't have history. And you're going to need history to carry you in those moments where you've never been there before. Or the moments where the challenge is great. Experience matters. All right? I got another topic that we could look at if you want. If you guys want to call in. But before I get there, let's get the likes up, y'all. Please smash the like button as you enter the show. Big time salute to everybody who just joined the conversation. And if you want to call up, you can. But yeah, Brunson has been outperforming Cade in the head-to-head matchups. Don't believe the hype. This is why you need people like me, because I'm going to come with the real information, not just the narrative that ESPN wants to push, that Draymond Green wants to push, that old media wants to push. I'm going to give you the contrary, but I'm always coming with facts. Not just my opinion, not just what I think. That's what I'm going to come with all the time, every time. So please smash that like button. Hold on. Got to get the likes up. And then I'm going to start talking about my man, Mitchell Robinson. And we're going to we're going to transition because it seemed like, you know, we're going to pivot. See if you guys want to talk about Mitchell Robinson. I see you, Max. Just hit me up at the end of the show, all right, Max? All right. Let me get this article. I thought I had it on the screen. I don't know where it's at. Hold on. Get this on the screen as while I do it. Get the likes up. It's talking about Mitchell Robinson's load management. So if y'all want to talk about that, and my thing with Mitchell Robinson, and the reason why I've been meaning to talk about this for a while, but I just kept pushing it back. But we could talk about it now. And if you do call up and you want to talk about Cade, we can. But Cade does not own the Knicks. That's cap. All right? I pretty much debunked it. But smash that like button. All right, bet. So Mitchell Robinson has 2 months left of the rest routine. Will it pay off? What do you think? The rest routine is him, you know, like he didn't play against Chicago. You know, he doesn't play back-to-back nights. He also will miss games too. Like they'll scale back on games if they feel like they need to rest him. So it's not even just the back-to-back. It's like the first 5 games of the season he was out. And I'm like, what the hell was this? Very weird. But I hope that for Mitch's sake, that this isn't a play to affect his bag. Like, look, we're going to play you half the time, but we also going to pay you half the bag. I hope there's not that. I hope it's not that. But listen to this. One of the biggest parts of the New York Knicks playoff success in recent years, no pun intended, has been center Mitchell Robinson. After missing him for 116 games over the last 2 seasons. Do you hear that? They missed him 116 games over the last 2 seasons. That's a lot of games, bro. A lot of games. Definitely more than half. The Knicks have been holding the big man out of back-to-back so far this year. Not just that, but even now the All-Star break is over, fans can seemingly expect 2 more months of load management before the playoffs. I mean, right now, you can't stop load. How are you going to stop load managing him in the midst of what you've already been doing? You might as well keep it going, right? My only concern is load management doesn't stop injuries, though, right? Load management doesn't prevent injuries. What load management was for is when you're coming back from injury. To pace yourself, to make sure you're not overexerting yourself. That's what load management is for. Load management is not for someone who's not hurt, like Mitch, and we just don't want him to get hurt. So that's a concern of mine. That's why I'm like, damn, well, you might as well play him because there's no way to know that he won't get hurt. There's no way to know that. Oh, big time salute to my man on the super. My man says, so do the Pacers own us since the playoff count? Yes. The Pacers own us. Yep. 100%. The Pacers own us. I hate to admit it, but you heard it here from the Objective Fan. The Pacers definitely own us. 100%. Now, do they own us this season? No. If I were to say, yeah, we own the Pacers, then you could use the same argument against me. You know, you could pull out Tyrese Halliburton record against Jalen Brunson, and you could do all of that. And I would be cooked. So I would never say that. Yeah, I have no issues. For the record, y'all, for me, I'm very simple. The team that makes it to the finals are the 2 best teams. That's just how I see it. That's how I always saw it. I think that's just fair. So if you go to the finals, you're the best. You're the Eastern Conference champions. Not the regular season champion, not the in-season tournament champion. You are the Eastern Conference champion. That means a lot. You get a banner, you get a trophy, and now you get an MVP. So, yeah, the Pacers got an Eastern Conference championship, and they got an Eastern Conference MVP. We don't got that. So, yeah, they own us. Can the Pistons say that? You know what the Pistons have? They have a regular season championship, not to be confused with the in-season tournament. All right, but big time salute. I appreciate the super chat. You know, if you guys do want to correspond, you want me to read your message and get it on the big screen, all you have to do is bam, you send a donation like my man, the 77th did, and I will respond to your message in place of a call. Some of you guys may still be at work. Some of you guys may have a noisy household with kids running all around. So you guys don't want to call on the phone. You could always send in a message. I understand. I will respond to it. But big time salute to that question. It's a real question, but I gave a real answer, right? Oh, I see my man George Bryce in the building. Big time salute to my man George Bryce. I see you. But yeah, the Pistons, you can't say the Pistons on the Knicks. It's going down. Evidence to bet. Oh, damn. It's going down Friday the 3rd. Damn. I'm wilding out. My fault. You don't have the evidence to show that the Pistons own the Knicks. If you say in the regular season, this year, cool. But if you're talking about overall, you jump in the gun. And for an NBA champion to do that, that just shows me hate. All right? Now, bringing it back to Mitchell Robinson. It's a part of the pivot process, focus of the process, optimizing it by the playoffs. I don't know. Hiring Mike Brown demonstrated this. The recent pivot philosophy that prioritizes having a data and preserving players' health more so than the team did before, despite it potentially coming at a regular season. Coming at the cost of regular season wins. Here's another problem, and I got a video on this, by the way. You guys can check it out. It's on the channel. It's talking about Mitchell Robinson. Damn, I don't remember the name, but I talked about his load management before, and at what cost is it benefiting us? Are we saving him for a moment in time that's not here, which is the postseason, where it could work, but you still, on the flip side, you don't know if he would have just been healthy, just playing regular time. Because Mitch has played 60 games in the season before. Very rare, but he's played over 50 games in the season before. Right now, he's not playing 60 games. Mitch is not going to make it to the 60-game mark. Oh, hell no. Right? So what happens if you're preserving him and he gets hurt anyway, and now those wins you could have had, you don't get? That's why I'm trying to figure out. This is why I want to talk about this. Are we trying to devalue Mitch's value by playing him less? Because that's what I think it's going to do. I think it's going to devalue his contract. And, you know, I'm not trying to say that this is what the Knicks are engaging in, but we've seen this before. We've seen people, you know, or GMs and coaches refuse to play guys to try to diminish their value. You know, and, you know, he gets 18 minutes a game. He can't go over 18 minutes. He rarely does that. He's always around that 18-minute mark. You know, it's for me, it's like, I hear you on the load management, and I could have sworn there was some reports saying that he wants this, but I don't see how this helps him monetarily. Because, like, all right, look at the Sixers. The Sixers are struggling with load management of Embiid, and Embiid is dealing with a real injury. So he's not being load managed in case something happens. His knee is shot. So he can play back to back, like literally, physically. Mitch is capable of doing that, and they won't play him. Now is the argument, well, we get Ariel minutes, so now Ariel is used to playing without Mitch? Okay. I say put your best foot forward, and if something happens, then you put your next best. I mean, it is what it is. But my biggest thing with Mitchell Robinson, too, that I wanted to get to was, bro, he does not show up in the big moments. San Antonio, the First time we saw Joel Embiid. The Detroit Pistons, double big lineup, failure. I'm not saying that's Mitch's fault. I'm not saying that that's Mitch's fault, but I'm just saying, or all of his fault. I'm just saying that Mitch has dropped the ball on many occasions when we needed him the most. I'm concerned that this is for him, that this is a plea or play to diminish his value. And because it doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. And if it is working, there's no real way to know it's working. But what say you? 646-995-8389. Go check out the new blue and orange brunch mugs. You can go get it right now via the Linktree. All right. If that's your favorite show, you might as well have your morning cup of Joe with the blue and orange brunch mug. You could go check that out in the Linktree. Okay. Let me get the Linktree up there, but you can access it right there. Bam. Linktree/TheObjectiveFan. The link is also in the description of the video. All right. We also got the pre-orders to the 82 Nights, the playoff edition. The playoff edition of this is coming. Okay. So get your pre-order game on. And you'll have this in time for the postseason. So, big time salute to everybody that's in the chat. Continue to smash that like button. All right. Let's get the likes up as high as we can. If you did not smash the like button, I strongly suggest you smash it now. All right. I strongly suggest that you smash it now. It helps us within the algorithm. Yeah, but that's my Mitchell Robinson take on the minutes and money. Minutes and money. How will his minutes impact his money? And how will the lack of games and his availability affect the money as well? Do we say, well, you're available half the time, so we'll pay you half of the money? No. You talking to somebody in the chat. I'm not saying I think Mitch should load management. I don't think no one who's healthy should load management. I think it defeats the point. You know what I'm saying? I think I really do believe it defeats the point. But by the way, subscribe if you're not subscribed. We know that more than half of you guys right now are not subscribed. So if you subscribe, we would appreciate it. It helps us on our goal. We're on the road to 10K, and our next milestone is 5K. So smash that subscribe button if you're not subscribed as well. All right? It helps us with the algorithm. All right? Subscribing goes with the liking if you're not subscribed. Big time salute to everyone in the chat. Yeah, if you just joined, I gave Draymond Green that work. And, I think tonight I proved another case against him because this is not the first time I addressed him. I do think that Draymond Green hates the Knicks and hates on the Knicks. I can't stand that scary energy. It really frustrates me, but it is what it is. This is what you get from a dude who is delusional. And NBA players, in my opinion, should not do podcasts where they're talking about the league while they're playing. I just don't see the value in that because you can never be unbiased. You got to always big up your teammates. You can't criticize your team. You can't criticize Clay because you play with him and that's your man's. You can't criticize nobody. But you know who you do criticize? The Knicks. Because you're a Knicks hater. It's confirmed. It's definitely confirmed. As far as Mitchell Robinson, man, it's going to be hard for his agent to convince Leon he deserves a bag. And then we also talked about how less teams will be there with money. Mitch might have to sign for the low. But look, we'll be back tomorrow for the Blue and Orange Brunch Show in the afternoon. Be on the lookout for that. I do appreciate you guys. And until next time, as always, let's go Knicks.